I'm well known for being rather sarcastic, and typically it's not much of an issue, but I believe it makes me hard to be trusted, just as I feel I can trust very few. If I question something, it throws me into a frenzy of thoughts about what is true and what is not. Now, at first, these frenzies were just about shallow personal issues, but over time, they grew and grew to make me question what I thought I knew. I believe that nothing is automatically true, given we know not the why of the many things we do. From here, existence itself is in question, because who are we to decide that I am me or you are you? Rene Descartes once proposed the idea that I think, therefore I am, and this was the first claim of which I disposed. Starting with the question, how do we know we think? I began to sink back into my church days, where I learned that we must live and die through God. But if I was to follow without doubt someone who I cannot even perceive, how can my thinking be truly free? From there, I considered a more unique idea considering if we may exist just as a dream. In my many experiences with sleep, I do not once recall being able to hear the thoughts of the inhabitants of my dreams. Coupling this with often being unable to control my dreams, I now believe that perhaps a dream is just another form of reality that becomes real only when our own world is no longer seen. If this is true, what if we only exist when someone else is tucked in for the night? In thinking about gods and dreams, I got to thinking about what else may or may not be, such as consciousness. Scientists, psychologists, and philosophers still argue about from where it comes, but I believe that the only way to see where consciousness comes from, our current conscious state, must become undone. This risks a paradox in which existing outside consciousness may render us incapable of thought, forcing us into a box of our own thinking. This is almost like the air in a bubble. It cannot escape without reducing its safe home to rubble. It was this thought of bubbles that led me to troubling ideas about the universe and if there is more than one. It was then that I learned that a bubble theory already exists for infinite universes interspersed throughout this dimension, but the bubbles surrounding our own universe makes the rest beyond our comprehension. Even Doctor Who covers this when he cheats time and space time and again to reach new realms, but he inevitably turns the worlds into new forms of hell. I consider much, but from these ideas and others, I believe that we are confined to our own universe, yet unable to prove it. But perhaps that lack of omniscience is to our benefit.